Hello everyone, this is my first ever playthrough of Final Fantasy Online, and let's have fun today. Let's get into it. See you there. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. The Wild Rose? I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How? How could this have happened? And you are certain that Menphilo was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Menephila's. I have known her since she was but a child, while I do recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the selfsame service to her brother and sister scions. So please, no matter what you require, need not to hesitate to ask. Marquess, would you come here for a moment? Yes, father? If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquess. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain, Marquess is a survivor of the Battle of Cartanu. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquess, I want you to look after Demon Lord, do you understand? Yes, father. Okay. We will accept this quest, and then we're heading back. We're gonna go do the Dragoon, and we're going to finish the part 3 of the ring. Excuse me, Demon Lord, do you have a moment? It concerns this broken Hera Lodge, which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bold point chisel and a pair of needle nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse that should cover it. That Albrecht would send him from. You grow even stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. Hey, you are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feelings is one of relief. You must understand the mere thought that the eye would choose an outsider, one who will ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest misgivings. Yet you have, but shall I say no more, lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of dragoons. You will recall how Haldreth heroically triumphed over the great Rim Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Demon Lord, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the Great Rim arouses, or Wyvern Rim, whatever, rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Demon Lord. This time is 20 summers past, and the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign over Teru. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridling rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the skies an angry red, the agonizing screams of innocent fading into deadly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, and when he took wing, so too did I pursue him. A man possessed. This game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with the Great Rim. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Corthius, raging on from 3 days and 3 nights, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruins of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the rim lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh instant. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed, but Halond was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing into the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. That last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in the wake. Einstein is one of them, the sole survivor of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could, took Einstein as my own son, instructing him in the way of the dragoon. When he was of an age to learn, yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. My guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen. You heard me right. All in Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little and less of the minds of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his stolen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumbers serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchtop, where the Knight Hustine awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Demon Lord. You are the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon? Why, you are not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. You're gonna have me fight some little shit. Look at this. 2 hits, dead. I'm gonna do it right in front of you too. Watch him. Good. You saw it. That strength, I have not seen it like since Einstein himself stood before me. Mayhap Sir Albrecht has the right of it. After all, return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. You have passed yet another trial with flying colors, Demon Lord. The day when you may stand before Einstein as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, I will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this, but we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Doomspike. I'll take it. I'm talking about. Extra! A ballpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know? Balls. I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Hehe. Have you brought the tools I requested? Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Thought I repaired the device easily. This sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own. The elite manipulation, the clockwork mechanism. There was no doubt of uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as I thought I had performed the same motions countless times before. But pardon me, Demon Lord. This was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Lund. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it is best that it be returned to him. Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time? Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquess said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquise manage to repair this device? I knew he had talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I recognize you now, Demon Lord. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Hey, you don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away. No, sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the Lychard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas of nightmares, I tell ye, goddamn Imperial spit. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, I ain't seen you around here before, or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to Lynchyard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I've a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover ye nose while you work. Some of these folks starting to turn. What an asshole. What happened to the big fella off, or get it? Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. I might kill you guys. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip? Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. I'm legitimate. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take long to deliver all the corpses to Lychard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Besser Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you return this one to her people, the Sliffs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sliffic tradition. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Gasped. Neuroxia, but this one does not understand. Muxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One, awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuroxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Neuroxia, but many of the Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuroxia. Neuroxia went to Thanlin at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuroxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuroxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuroxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuroxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuroxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. We thank you for your service to the church and to the slaves. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Demon Lord. No, that's not gonna happen. As I said, I'm pissed. I'm not imagining it, Demon Lord. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when last I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Oh yeah, you're all gonna die. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he, perhaps, know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Ilud must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This this is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marcus was make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flame before more Imperials come. Why wouldn't you have me do then and have somebody else go get it? This doesn't sound okay.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
who are you?
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
I got your back. They killed my cabbage.
They need my airship. They need me.
What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Demon Lord. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity. Much like the Great Google Wall of Udal, it states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania to Portheous. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Portheous. Maybe Mayhap the serpents stationed there have records of the events transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I can see that the world still has need of you, and the Scions pray look after yourself and Sid, Demon Lord. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise, you speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Portheous. What became of it after that I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vort fought at Frontier Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. You have come in search of Vortfart? Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snow came to Portheous. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. And tell me about it. It was on the eve of the Battle of Cartanu. Nigh on 5 years ago, I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen split the skies overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's somewhere in Cortheus. The astrologians at the observation may have record which could help, but to obtain them, you would need to deal with its guardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Delamond descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the blight of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you. Should you prove yourself useful, consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your service to the House of Duran, and what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha, how absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Do you not know who I am? Hello and have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I am on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us search the wilds, to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. But death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superior that the heretics are operating within the region. Fare thee well, friend. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see. I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people beholden to tradition, but that doesn't mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologers to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may pursue their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edom. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could, sir, let a voice speak thinking. It is true we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking out. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologan Foralmat up above. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fallen into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between Southron nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Harlon's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Formote. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guimal, you honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durande's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corthius 5 years ago, yes? You've come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snow can come quickly in Corthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. I was not aware you aided House Durandare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Well, then when your people need help, I'll just tell you to go get that. I'll become the Dragonazer and still leave you guys in empty-handed. You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologan. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologan and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. What a relief to see someone other than the goddamn birdmen. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You are not one of our knights. A man of House Daenerys cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Durandar is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sight of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honored bound to repay. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Operatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portaline for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durdera carries tremendous weights in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First, you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you have rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses? I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you, but if you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 houses. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Y'all keep playing with me. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task it should take a man of your skill but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to the house, Heller or not, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. You left him on here for an ambush. Oh, too bad this ambush involves you dying. Thank you. Have a good day. Have you good tidings to share, or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? God bless ye, friend. It's all here, every last... but wait, that chest over there. Looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the locks look to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Hurry, take me, a draconic rosary in the possession of Lord Francel. Yet perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Helenart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I strongly advise against associating with House Helenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every guardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Ooh, you guys keep postponing what I need to do. Gotta get revenge for my little cabbage. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Hellenart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire, Lock, and warn him of the oncoming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him in an Eldwise, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. Yes? You look as though you have something to say, do you? A little cocky, but funny. I see. Sir Carlot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corthia since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconic rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, they will only add weight to the ascension accusation of our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship, I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Harshaphond of House Fortemps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your need. The unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself, but enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter of which you require assistance. What might that be? So this enterprise you speak of was the last seen above Corthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events. For while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartanu, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fortemps. See, that's respect. I like this guy. This guy knows how to treat. Damn. As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard House, 4 temps included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are no influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missive to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady 9 of mine own house, 4 Thames, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There is also Cravelin of House Halenart, who can be found at Skyfire Logs, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with Chief Astrologian of House Iridare yet? Really? Perhaps he will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fortemps. Do not concern yourself with House Desmail. I shall contact them myself, seek the counsel of the 3 I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Why, hello, good sir. What's that? Airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fortemp does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of young Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Helnart have been found guilty of hearsay in the recent days. Alone grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Rochfont? I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of hearsay have thrown House Hellfront into chaos right now. We must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. I gather you have been busy since we last spoke. Lord Harenfard's missive was positively glowing, but if you think that endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir. The enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Gilmar arrived in Corthius, countless heretics have been discovered, even among the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Hargenfont wishes to waste his days chasing after a long airship, then that is his choice, but if he expects others to share his folly, then he is truly blind in the present state of affairs. By your continuance, I take it you did not learn anything of use. Nor did I. I fear it seems the whole of Carthias is consumed by this talk of heretics of the high houses. We can only hope that my sources of Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Draven Horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. Who goes there? Demon Lord? No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Think I'm scared of this thing? This thing should be scared of me. That's how this should work. He gonna die. Alone be praised, you did it, but what of the others? The 3 knights who accompany me, where are they? Get away from this person, please. I heard the beast cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe. Bless you, sir. Bless you. Yeah, I got you. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Helenart if we can't even slay a single Aves? Sigh. We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Helenart will remember your kindness. And what a good captain. Make sure his team is okay. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Helenhart that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by the despicable accusations of hearsay, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be, but even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. What did you find at Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. Witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfall Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which the Inquisitor Guilliman has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association yours. Easy, let's do it. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the Dracanic rosary found in the chest. You yourself recovered. If you would please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then somebody else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickyman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Corthinus, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Someone tampered with shipments? Fury strike me down. If all of them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a house ailment man, though, through and through. This hearsay nonsense is bad for me and my family, too. I ain't saying the porter what we're bringing the shipment did it, though. I know most of them what work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith, but it wasn't them neither. Then your guess is as good as mine after all. Most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it. Hey, could it have been the fellas what were responsible for the inspection? Ashgardian Knights Inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks, sigh. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from White Brim front this evening. You might consider having a word with them. Beg your pardon? You suspect that we porters have been planting Dracanic rosaries in House Helenart shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, turn our parcels and see what you find. If I find anything, you get mad. I'm gonna kill you. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. But that's impossible. When the knights at White Brim front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself, and if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Archerfront, I will not be held accountable for this. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? Mordricanic rosaries and every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks? That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitor must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Helenart's reputation. However, whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand, and praise alone that he did. Lord Princel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of the House Helenart were heretics. At last we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to the travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See in the meantime. I would have you bear my word to the Inquisitor Briggy. Tell her that House Fortemps ask, nay, demand the Lord Princel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. What is it, my child? Lord Hackerfront would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Gwyn presides over Lord Princel's trial, at which drop even as we speak. Fear not, if Lord Princel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. They have taken Lord Princel to Witchdrop? This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient ground to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Demon Lord, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Grimont in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Princel alive. Hail, Demon Lord. As you can see, Lord Princel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor, but if his guards judge us as a threat, we must also prepare to defend ourselves. Alright, let's get it. Joseph Charlemagne de Harnett, you stand accused of hearsay against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brother. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service of the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. Is it for Halone to judge if you speak the truth? Provide your innocence in the eyes of God and men, leap from the cliff, and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halone's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their Draken forms and be put to the sword. In the name of House Fortemps, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Hartrefont. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Princel are without merit. We humbly request that the proceedings be suspended until such time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Hartrefont has allowed his personal relations with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts, I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an Inquisitor is to commit hearsay, a crime for which there is but one punishment. Alright. I'm gonna kill you then. We must hold them until Lord Hutchfort arrives, Demon Lord, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. Don't tell me what happened to the Inquisitor. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop, but this trial, like many others, I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Helenart. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginations of a desperate man, what proof have you of this? By the Fury, the Draconic Rosary, then the knight who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the Wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights? This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Hachifant. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of which first brought you to Corthius, Demon Lords. Pray locate your errand ship and use it. Lord Hachifant, I have not the words to express my gratitude, but why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Helenart. Praise Helone, it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Demon Lord. Pray visit me at Camp Dragon once you have recuperated. Yeah, we do that. You look well, Demon Lord. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Where it is not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Fortemps and House Helenart shall never forget your service. Now let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. The man with knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Cortez several days before the calamity. Yes, well, it happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that small vessel came from the direction of Gradania, landing near the stone vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Hassenfurt is from all indications quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few in case. I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Oh, so you've at last located the Enterprise? I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil? Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held up by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drillamont of White Brim Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice. I suggest you request Lord Francel to do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Demon Lord. May Halone guide you. Wonderful to see you again, Demon Lord. If there's anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Helenart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Duradare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drilmont. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The Cravens who attempted to destroy House Helenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. You desire an audience with Lord Drilmont, do you? Ah, I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife. Wishing won't make it, so... What do we have here? Letters from Lords Hotchinfart and Francel? Is it? Likely. Oh, you're serious. What to do, what to do. Get out of my way and let me in. That's what to do. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drillmont's attentions are focused solely on Stone Vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Alboys. Yes, Sir Alboys can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. Sir Brudaner bade you speak with me, did he? I know why he presumed I would be in better position to help you, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drillamont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for his head surgeon, Stedian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letter to him? Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? A letters of introduction from House Fortemps and Helenart? With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Wardenox, and he should know Lord Gilliman's current whereabouts. What reasons have you for barging into? Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Gillimont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regards. You had best state your intentions quickly and sufficiently. Show proper respect, and it shall be regarded. Sir Gutamax permitted you passage. Very well speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there? Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Gillimont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Cortheus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sinon Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At the critical moment in Ishgardian history, House Durmont marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil. Who should appear in White Brim front but 3 mysterious strangers? Sid Garlon, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that the House Durandare would have greater sense. I know why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this murmur farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Daredan purges the dragons of the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Said Demon Lord, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Durmont's trust. Understood. Why don't I just kill this dude in the blue? Like, he needs to stop trying to act like he's hard. You the lad responsible for the commotion upstairs? Any wayward travels fast and White Brim front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Gilliman's mind? There's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here. It's that he listens to the respects and the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks and he's sure to take notice. How you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare far a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. Wouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sign better than nothing. If you mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Danaphan Pass, and take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Oh, so the first one didn't work. It didn't work, did it? Hey, I thought it was an idiotic idea. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near Mud Puppy's spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Ever seen a man cook steak that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here, and above. You there, lad. Don't think I don't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Mwahaha, yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concording a new reason to refrain from the century. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Lone's blessing be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Yeah, I know, I'm goated. Ever must we train to maintain our skills at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, my friend. If you appreciate that house, Rendadare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for the morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hardworking figurine at the infirmary. So relay, do they take their meals here in the hall? Mind taking this steak to Setnot? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Beg your pardon, sir, but I am busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Oh, you just take that. Is that sniff sniff? Come to think of it, it's been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Might I have a word with you, Demon Lord? It concerns the Phrygians. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient Elmbic for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced Olmbic, both as a good gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require is to complete the device with the cores of 3 ice spirits, though commonly used to reproduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures. There is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. It's even worth my time. Start getting in my way. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. What an amazing device, but it is truly an Almbeck, sir. I've never seen it. It's like, I'm unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it will be a good boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Ever so, I wonder. Were the kindly stranger bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generous comes cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptations proffered by these unbelievers. I'm gonna kill this dude. Like, can I do that? Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reason, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Then just let me kill him. If he's dead, he can't oppose. Before we can persuade Lord Grillamont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Grillamont that we are not his enemy, but just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor despite him being such a prominent figure in Corthia. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Lumenfrost. Share your findings with, put a part in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Why do I gotta do it? I don't like this dude. Inquisitor Guam? Yes, of course I know of him. Alas, I have not seen him since the day he came to White Brimfrost several months ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in the snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the night's watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior of the darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. While I woke, it was days later in this very bed where I have lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Gilmore rescued me. Carrying my unconscious body to the gates, I owe him my life. Sir, I hope to one day repay his kindness. Inquisitor Guam, I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. We have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you have hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you. Under Inquisitor Guam's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep. So great is his devotion. Blessed we are to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbitrators of Belon's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and utmost respect. Shiver. In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind, as I hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind, our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you have been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regards. Even so, I am beginning to suspect that he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Demon Lord. Mayhap they will provide insight into Inquisitor Clemaine's motivation. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper, good. Something troubles me about the Wounded Knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, but the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in Whitbrim Frost, I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from the north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. The way lies not but a deep chasm. Assuming Sir Gialot is not misremembering the Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Sorry, I'll heal your damage. All three of you weren't enough. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of the Citadel, I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guillemot. Newly come to Corthius and murdered on the day of his arrival, yet it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity, for even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof that the Inquisitor is an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Demon Lord, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Hence, Lord Guillemot has already been turned against us. I fear that this insight alone will not serve to convenience him or our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endersums of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to the respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to prove testimony that supports our claim, yes, mayhap that it is only one way left to us. Confront Sir Gialot with the evidence you discovered and see if it helps him recall the truth about the knight. As a man of faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrific revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the enterprise. Oh, you have returned? Is there something else you wanted to ask? Inquisitor is an impostor? Don't be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe this all lies? If you are so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir Cornilla. She was at the eastern gate that night. She helped the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life. I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it, not at all. What? Do you doubt my words? Away with you. I will suffer Sander no more. You know, don't you? Fury take me. I prayed this day would come. When Sir Geolot gave chase, I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravanian abomination lashed out at him, nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy. But what came from the darkness was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I had never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Juilot and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Geolot to the infirmary, and on his first night in Whiterun front, Inquisitor Guam was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women, good moral standing, seized whilst in possession of Dracanic Rosary. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Drillamont, wanted to put an end to the menace, but then I remembered the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing until Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept Dracanic Rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whiterun front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skylocks, as I hoped they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Helleric, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth. I swear, Halone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you free access to the stone, which would not make me repeat myself. How about this? I'll just give you this shit, you piece of shit. These had better be very good explanations for why you were carrying these rosaries, and where did you find this parcel in Slippicle? Fury take me, the Inquisitor is a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale, but this evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Demon Lord, and for that I deeply apologize. I will permit you to enter the outpost, but first I must beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring the infernal impostor to justice. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hells take him and his Dravanian allies. I am told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intends to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Demon Lord. Together let us put an end to this impostor's hearsay once and for all.